For 78 years, the official position of the United States government was clear. There is no credible evidence of unidentified aerial phenomena that cannot be explained by conventional means. There are no secret programs, there are no recovered materials, there is nothing to see. Then members of Congress stood before cameras and said the opposite, not fringe politicians, not backbenchers. Sitting members of the House Oversight Committee, the Senate Intelligence Committee, and the Armed Services Committee, they said the government has been running secret retrieval programs. They said witnesses have been silenced. They said the American people have been lied to. This is not speculation, this is congressional testimony on the record under oath. And I want you to tell me, does this change your mind about anything? Comment below. To understand what Congress admitted, you need to understand what was being denied. In 1952, the CIA convened the Robertson Panel, a classified group of scientists tasked not with investigating UFOs, but with managing the public perception of them. The panel's recommendation was explicit. The goal was debunking, not truth, not investigation, public relations. Project Blue Book ran from 1952 to 1969 as the Air Force's official UFO investigation. It reviewed over 12,000 cases. Its conclusion was that no case represented a threat to national security, and none indicated technology beyond known science. But the program's own scientific consultant, J. Allen Hynek, later repudiated those conclusions. Hynek stated publicly that cases were routinely explained away with inadequate evidence. Sightings by military pilots were dismissed as weather phenomena without investigation. Physical evidence was ignored or reclassified. The Condon Report in 1968 was commissioned specifically to provide an academic justification for closing Blue Book. Edward Condon's conclusion that further study was unlikely to advance science was written before the investigation was complete. Researchers on his own team publicly accused him of predetermined conclusions. Blue Book closed in 1969. The official position became there is nothing to study. That position held for nearly 50 years. In December 2017, the New York Times revealed the existence of the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, AATIP, a Pentagon program that had been running since 2007, funded with $22 million, investigating exactly what the government said it wasn't investigating. Luis Elizondo, the intelligence officer who led AATIP, resigned in protest. He stated that the program had gathered compelling evidence of unknown aerial technology and that the information was being suppressed by senior officials within the Department of Defense. The Pentagon initially denied AATIP existed. Then, it acknowledged the program but downplayed its scope. Then it released 3 Navy videos, FLIR-1, Gimbal, and Go Fast, showing objects performing maneuvers that no known technology can replicate. Objects with no visible propulsion, no flight surfaces, no thermal exhaust. For the first time in half a century, the government had officially confirmed that unidentified objects were real, were being tracked by military systems, and could not be explained. In July 2023, the House Oversight Committee held a public hearing on unidentified anomalous phenomena. 3 witnesses testified under oath. Commander David Fravor described his 2004 encounter with the Tic Tac object off the coast of San Diego, an object that descended from 80,000 feet to sea level in less than a second, an object tracked by multiple sensor systems on the USS Princeton and observed visually by trained military aviators. Ryan Graves, a former Navy F-18 pilot, testified that UAP encounters were a routine occurrence during his squadron's operations. He stated that pilots were discouraged from reporting them and that there was no formal process for logging these events. David Grusch, a former intelligence officer with the National Reconnaissance Office and the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, made the most explosive claims. He testified that the United States government has been running a multi-decade program to retrieve and reverse engineer craft of non-human origin. He stated that he had been briefed on the program by officials with direct knowledge. He stated that people had been harmed to protect these secrets. Grusch filed his complaint through official channels. The Intelligence Community Inspector General reviewed his claims and found them credible and urgent. Members of Congress responded not with skepticism but with anger, not at the witnesses, at the Pentagon. Multiple representatives stated that they had been denied access to classified programs that they had legal authority to oversee. The implication was unmistakable. Congress itself had been kept in the dark. The legislative response was unprecedented. Senator Chuck Schumer introduced the UAP Disclosure Act as an amendment to the National Defense Authorization Act. The bill proposed an independent review board with eminent domain authority over UAP-related records and materials held by private contractors and government agencies. The bill explicitly referenced the possibility of non-human intelligence. It used the term in the legislative text. A sitting Senate Majority Leader was sponsoring legislation that acknowledged the potential reality of what had been denied for 8 decades. The full bill was ultimately blocked in the House. But significant provisions survived. The government was directed to declassify UAP-related records. Agencies were given deadlines. A framework for controlled disclosure was established. The direction of travel is clear. The question is no longer whether the government has been withholding information. Sitting members of Congress have confirmed that it has. The question is how much and what happens when the rest of it comes out. Consider the timeline. In 1952, the Robertson Panel recommended debunking and ridicule as policy. In 1969, Blue Book closed and declared the matter settled. For the next 48 years, the official position was that there was nothing to investigate. Then in 2017, a secret investigation program was revealed. In 2020, the Pentagon confirmed the Navy videos were authentic. In 2023, a former intelligence officer testified under oath about a crash retrieval program. Members of Congress publicly stated they had been lied to by their own government. This is not a conspiracy theory. These are official proceedings, official documents, and sworn testimony. The contradiction between what was said for 78 years and what is being said now is not subtle. It is total. Either the witnesses are lying under oath, all of them across decades with nothing to gain, or the government maintained a deliberate deception for the better part of a century. Those are the only two options, and Congress, for the first time in history, has chosen to believe the witnesses. So where does that leave you? If Congress says they were lied to, do you believe them? Or do you think the lying is still happening? Tell me, comment below. I read everyone. Subscribe now and follow the evidence.